Yo, 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 yo. You guys know what time it is. It's that time for another Shmup Daily. Let's get in here. I had a fucking jam-packed day. We're gonna cut the music short today. We're gonna get right fucking into it. I got a lot to fucking tell you, queefs. Updaily number 67, and I'm high on brake cleaner, folks. We'll get into that later. What a day. I have full-blown just me being a dad today, everybody. I know these are the stories you guys like to hear about, so I'll get right into it. Woke up this morning, the kids stayed at my mom and dad's house. Keisha had to work this morning, so daddy had the house to him fucking self. First time that's happened in months, probably. I can't remember the last time I was home alone. So, of course, I ordered a big pizza, hopped on the beds, ran all over, had to fight off a couple intruders. No, I'm ripping off the plot from Home Alone, in case you guys didn't notice. Enjoyed it though. I said, you know what, I'm not going to do. I thought about getting up and starting my chores. I had a whole bunch of chores I wanted to do today. I didn't even do that. I said, fuck it. I'm going to lay in bed and I'm going to watch some goddamn cartoons. So that's what I did. Just laid there and did nothing. I ate a bowl of cereal in bed. I put the weighted blanket on. Whisker Boy was with me. He got to really purring this morning too. He started making some noises. He gets these little whistly boogers in his nose. So he was like purring and had like a whistler going at the same time. Really was quite the spectacle. But that was the highlight of my morning. And then Keisha got home. I had some errands to run. I rode the goddamn motorcycle all the way down to Logan today. It was like 50 degrees, nice and sunny. Didn't care that it was cold. I got a nice coat, a pair of gloves, and plenty of hair on my taint. So I said, fuck it, I'll ride on down there. Enjoyed the ride, had some music in my ear, listened to all kinds of crazy shit. Rode it on back, obviously. Picked up some brewskis on the way back home. And it was time to get started on dad work. So the car was ready for its new rotors, new brakes, second set of brakes already. By the way, I got the cheap brakes last time, and you do notice the difference, folks. So I bought the good ones this time. I needed new rotors too. I was at 80,000 miles on them, and it was getting that thing where it wobbles a little bit when you push on the brakes. I'm sure it was probably the brake pads had a little bit to do with it, but these rotors were definitely, they had worn pretty even, but they were wore out. There was a nice little groove in them. So I said, all right, oil change, brakes, brake pads. I'm fucking doing it all. I'm checking everything. So I jacked the motherfucker up, get the oil changed. Didn't make a mess either. That's always a good thing when you don't get oil all over the place. Because some oil changes, it happens. Nobody's perfect. When you do a little bit of garage mechanicking, it gets a little messy sometimes. So that all stayed mess-free. And I always go through and double check everything too. And I always have to drink beer while I'm mechanicking as well. I have no idea how to fix a car sober. You get me about 5 or 6 beers in, I just start taking it all apart, and then the next morning I wake up, it's all back together. So I've never understood it. It's always worked out for me. If you don't believe me, my Explorer, I paid $900 for it 5 years ago. And that motherfucker still get me around. So I don't know how it happens, but I inspected everything on the ravioli. I did the brakes. I had to really beat the whole phrase "beating the brakes off" is a legitimate term. I mean, those rotors, I had to hammer those motherfuckers. I'm talking full, and this is, I think my hammer's like 3 or 4 pounds. It's like pretty much a miniature sledgehammer. And I am fucking going to town on these motherfuckers. Bro, dust is flying up. I blew my nose after all this, folks, and it was horrific. I mean, on top of like the sinus infection and all the shit I was inhaling, it smelled like East Palestine, Ohio, while I was working on these motherfuckers. So I was swinging away at those bitches. You know when you're hitting it right when it starts stinking. So I got the rotors off. That was really probably the hardest job. I had a couple where I was cranking the fucking a bolt or something, and it would finally come loose, and I'd crack the knuckles. I had that happen one time real good. The other times I avoided it, but yeah, this finger is a little sore, but I escaped mostly unscathed on this one. So I did the tire rotation as well. Got the oil change done first, and then the front brakes, front rotors. Got to the rear end, did all that shit. Slapped it back on. Everything went pretty smooth. Cleaned up the mess, and then I went to go and take the car around the block just to make sure I did everything okay, and I forgot to pump the fucking brakes before I even like took off. So I put it in reverse and I start braking to get out of the driveway, and there's no brakes, so I'm like stomping and stomping and stomping. Had a fucking mini heart attack. I got stopped like right at the edge of the driveway, but I was like, I'm going into the fucking neighbor's house. I threw it neutral. I was like, but it already whipped right out of the fucking garage because I cold started it. So, because it took me about 3 hours to get everything done. I was like taking my time though. I was making silly videos. I was walking around, smoking weed, drinking beer. I think by the time I was done with everything, I was like 5 beers deep. So, got it done. Got everything went smooth after I did the little test drive. Got it back in the garage. Did my, got the motorcycle, popped it back in the garage. It's still, the oil's still super clean on it. I've put almost 2,000 miles on that new one that I got, and it's still just running excellent. So that's great news. And then we had Coney dogs for dinner, everybody. God damn, it's almost 7 minutes. I'm a chatty Cathy tonight. Hadn't had a Coney dog for ages. Keisha got the classic can of chili, just boiled some hot dogs up. So I threw as much cheese as I possibly could on that motherfucker with a little bit of chili on it. Fucking slapped. And then I realized my backyard needed mowed. It's the fucking beginning of March, but it was all patchy. Mower ended up dying on me, so I said, fuck it. Got that motherfucker done. And I did all this man shit. Let me tell you guys, women love a man, and when you go out there do that man work, you get all stinky. I looked like fucking Braveheart with grease on my face, stank like a fucking pit crew guy, and and on top of that, I mowed, smelled like grass clippings, and my wife, I had to get her like 3 or 4 towels. Got all that done. Mowed the backyard, shaved the front today right before I showered. And then after that, I watched The Incredibles. Bentley's been on a Disney movie kick, so we watched The Incredibles on the TV in the living room. He's been picking some old bangers too, and I've been enjoying them. So he said he wants to learn some guitar here soon. So I'm going to see if he's serious about it. I'll just have him start picking just to get used to where his fingers might be at. I guess will probably be the first exercise. So we'll see how that goes. He said he wants to start lifting too. He's just been watching me a lot. So I think he wants to kind of be like me. He watches what I do. He wanted to help me fix the car today, but he's been sick and I didn't need him rolling around on a garage floor. So we told him to stay inside for that one today. But the guitar, he's watching me. So I'll have to get him drinking beers and flipping people off here before long. No, I'll be happy to teach him anything he wants to learn. I hope he wants to stick with it. Anyways, now here I am. It's been 9 minutes. I need to wrap this motherfucker up. I'll leave us with a little bit of music. I got a little chatty tonight, folks. I guess I'll see you guys again tomorrow. So, Updaily, we had a couple days. We're going to have a very special Updaily, if you know what I mean. So that's all I got for you. Later, guys.